Okay, the Nikon D810 is a digital camera that was introduced about 5 or 6 years ago by the professional camera firm of Nikon in Japan. This particular camera is 36 megapixels, full frame, and to keep it super short and sweet, one of the best cameras Nikon's ever built. Right up there at the very top. Maybe the D850 is better by 20 or so percent, but for the vast majority of users, this does the trick. My particular D810 is kitted out with a battery grip right here, which gives me a whole bunch of extra power to shoot for a day or more. And on top here, a Sennheiser microphone, shotgun microphone for shooting video, plugged in right here. Mostly though, I'm a photographer. In addition, on the front, I have a Nikon 50mm 1.4 lens, a sweetheart of a prime. As you can see, this is not a brand new, super clean, mind-blowing, out-of-the-box camera. It has been used a bit, maybe 50,000 actuations, but it's very much a usable camera. Let me start from the top here. Right now, I'm disconnecting the microphone from the top of the camera because I want to discuss this camera from the standpoint of photography. Okay, what we're dealing here on the top is the infamous flash that is no longer there, the pop-up flash of the D810. The D850 no longer has this. You have your control dials here, off and on, and then you have your aperture preferred, shutter, f-stops, pretty much all the key things. Right here, the mode dial. If you want to go from aperture to shutter program, you push this and turn the dial. This here is your video record button. You push that and it'll start video recording. Exposure bracketing, plus or minus, is done here. And then on the back side here, you have your auto exposure lock, auto focus lock, auto focus on, and your controls for exposures and focusing. The front dial here, this one right here, controls, in this case, the shutter speed and the aperture, which are linked because it's aperture preferred. As you can see, I'm shooting RAW, which is a 36 megapixel, produces about a 70 megapixel file. You have your CF card and an SD card in here. This is your battery. Now, because this has a battery grip, you get additional battery power. You'll also notice I have this mounted on a Gitzo tripod. Back to the camera. Okay, right here is your live focus. This gives you slightly blown out, but nevertheless live view. Additionally, as you can see, by pushing this or this, the little red focus box will move and allow you to pick your focus point. When it goes green, it's in sharp focus. On the bottom here, this is showing your metering pattern, matrix metering, 1/30th of a second, f16, ISO 1250, and that it's in live view. Okay, up here, You have playback. All right. So what you're seeing here is that's live view. You push that and you have the shot, of which you can zoom in to check focus. All right. Over here, we have our info button, which will show, in this case, headphones. You have your live view, or back to the camera. Actually, it was showing live view for cinema. That is now showing it for live view. As you can see, it's moving over. For the photo. This right here will also allow you to go, by pushing it again, back to the optical viewfinder. As you can see through there, you can just make out the various numbers on the bottom of the digital readout. Over here we have the delete or trash can after you take a shot and you previewed it, and if you don't like it, you can get rid of it there. On the top here, you have your white balance button to adjust white balance, ISO button, matrixing, and JPEG quality or RAW quality. You can adjust that there. If you push this button right here, right, and then turn this, goes from single to continuous low, continuous high, and additionally you have self timer and mirror up, which is really good for long exposures, landscape for instance, where you want to shoot for 10 or 20 or 30 seconds and get no vibration. I tend to shoot it at a single. Again here, you push this, it shows your menu, as you can see here, format, monitor brightness, all the different things here that you can adjust. You push it over, you go up, you go down, you name it, you can do it. Push it again, goes back. This here is your plus or minus for zooming in photos, and that's your OK button. This is the button, actually you unscrew this to disconnect the bottom of the grip from the body. This here is also your focusing. It's very similar to what this does up here, just duplicated down here. Along the side here, we have your microphone headphone jack. Okay, this one right here is for the headphone. And then you have your USB connection right here. Okay, right there, USB. And you have HDMI. Okay, HDMI, so you could theoretically hook this up to an external HDMI monitor. Pretty cool. Now, along the side here, this will allow you to bracket the flash, as does this right here, and this activates an external flash. And then this button here is the infamous and famous button you push to get the lens unlocked. Not going to do that right now, that's self-explanatory. You have your autofocus and manual switch right here. Okay, you turn that like that for manual lenses or manual focus, for instance. See how smooth that is? Nice and smooth. Turn it to autofocus, it locks in, and this is an autofocus lens. That's an FN button or function button, so you can add additional features to it. This will shoot out a sort of a focusing red light in dark subjects, dark rooms, so you can focus with it. and provides you with really excellent ability to focus in difficult situations. On this side here, right, you have a button that you pull out. A little simpler if you just pop this out like that, and then you turn it, right, and that will change the focus of the diopter here for your eye, so everything is in sharp focus. Again, this pops out like this, and it shows you your CF card. Make sure it's turned off up here before you push that out. You have the SanDisk Extreme, 120 megabytes read-write, UDMA7, 32 gigs. They certainly make bigger ones, but that does the trick. And then this one here is your SD card, Extreme, 150 megabyte read-write, 64 gigs. B&H Photo sells these, they're great. That shows you the basic operation. Again, it's a Nikon D810, 36 megapixels. One of the best cameras on the market, relatively inexpensive nowadays, used. If you're in the market for one of these, I recommend eBay or B&H Photo, their used department. You may actually even be able to still buy it brand new. If you're going to buy new, I recommend the D850, but used, between $800 and $1,600 should be the going price for just the body. $200 or $300 for the 50, and $100 or so for a used battery grip. And you'll have a great lens, digital photography setup. It's more than enough at 36 megapixels to get everything you need. And you can shoot pretty much anything you want with this. You can do portraits, weddings, food, studio, landscape, anything your heart's desire. At the end of the day, it's about lenses. Great prime lenses are always sharper than zooms. Great primes, a really sturdy, tough, full-frame body, and you're all set. Or as I like to say, Bob's your uncle. There you go. Nikon D810 on scottwbaker.com. Feel free to leave a comment or any questions, and I'll try to help you out. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks.